Hello everybody, we are back here at UKGE 2023 and I'm joined by Marco from Raybox Games.
Glad to be here.
Yep, it is a pleasure to meet you finally in person.
Yes, it's great. Yes, it's great. It's really good. We've been chatting quite a bit, so it's really good to meet. I didn't realize you're so tall.
Yeah, nobody does. It depends on what height your TV is at home.
Yeah, that's exactly true, yeah.
So, you have Escape From Stalingrad Z, which is the first iteration of the Paths Unknown.
Yes. The zombie Tango Oscar series using the Paths Unknown system, yeah.
So, do you want to tell people a little bit about what Stalingrad Z is, if they haven't seen me waffling on about it in the past, and if you haven't, shame.
Shame. Absolutely. So, in a nutshell, it takes a choose-your-own-adventure type of game into a board game format. And so, thematically, it's World War II, it's Stalingrad, and it's zombies. And you're basically trying to escape, whether you're a German or a Soviet, you're teaming up together with the other and basically fighting back the zombie hordes and slowly breaking your way out. Now, the game itself is a narrative campaign, so it's an actual unfolding story. There's an actual journey, a player's journey that you go through. And since it's a choose-your-own-adventure, we've created a matrix where there's lots of different, several different conclusions, and every time you play, you can take different paths, hence Paths Unknown. So you can take different paths, which will give you a different story, and you can discover things that you never discovered before. And it's basically a board game with miniatures, and you can choose to buy the game in different formats. So you don't have to actually buy all the miniatures if you can't afford it, or it's just not in your wheel well. So you can just buy like a book version, a travel version. You can buy a box version, or if you choose, you can pick out the miniatures you like and all that. And it's miniature agnostic, so people can play with their own miniatures too. That's basically it, yeah.
The interesting thing about the board itself is it's not a standard board. Instead, it's a spiral-bound book, and every double-page spread as you work your way through is both the board you play on and the scenario and all the information you need to play it out.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. And I mean, that is not completely unique to games. There's a few other games out there that have it, but the fact that it's choose your own adventure is unique. So really, there's a lot going on here that overall that makes this game very different to the market, which I was kind of hesitant to say, but really it is. There's just nothing quite like it. And just like a pizza can have different toppings and you can have different flavors, this happens to combine a bunch of cool rules and things that create its own unique aspect to it. And and basically the book is the game.
I also see that there's a couple of other bits and pieces on your table here. Now, I want to start off with Zombie Tango Oscar Arena Battles 1.
It's kind of a long name.
What is that?
All right, so this is an expansion for Escape from Stalingrad Z, and it's also an expansion for Projekt Riese, which is the second game in the series. So this basically is a PvP thing. So you can either be playing one character against another amongst your friends, like a bunch of you guys can just be playing, or you can build your team, your squad, weapons and stuff, and kind of have these battles, arena battles. Thematically, it takes place in this no man's land between basically the Volga, the Russians on one side, and Poland on the other. And it's kind of like 6 months to a year after what happened here. So it kind of advances the timeline. And, there's free cities, the ones that manage to survive, and there's these kind of Mad Maxian battles in arenas and stuff like that. And, and also it's kind of like Necromunda, because you're building, as a comparison to something else, so you're building your teams and stuff like that, yeah.
So with the arena battles then, it doesn't play out on a book anymore, or does it?
It does not. In fact, so it comes with several maps that are gridded. So you just use the same rules. Like it's an expansion, so you own one or the other. You got the rules, and this just gives you the rules that pertain to doing arena battles versus play and that sort of stuff, and also how you build your teams, skills, equipment, and that sort of thing. But we also have a tabletop conversion set of rules in there, so you can take it outside of the scope of the maps you get and kind of design whatever you want. So in that case, it doesn't use the folded book, not at all, yeah.
So that's an interesting way to expand the game. You've already said Projekt Riese is the second, but it's standalone. People don't need to have played Stalingrad Z. Tell us a bit about what's going on here.
Yeah, sure thing. So It is a standalone game, so you don't have to own this, or if you'd like to play them in order, you might play this first and then play that. But there's new characters involved, so it's the same concept, the same rules, like the same rules. So you know how to play this, you'll know how to play this one, and not only that, you'll know how to play the next one that comes after this, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that. Even if we change, like we're working on a new project that's basically Viking horror, using the mythology of Vikings. And that uses the same system too. So you can play any time, whether it's fantasy, sci-fi, or whatever, it works within the same rules parameter. Okay, so the basics, it uses the same rule set, and then it adds new characters, new skills, different skill tree, you know. Of course, there's some new weapons. There are new terrain types. So basically, as we go from one game to the next, you're going to see kind of, you'll have the same rules, but some interesting kind of flavoring that goes in and changes. This one in particular is 6 months after the first one. We're going to have like downloadable content where you can bring your characters over if you like, but there are actually 8 new characters in this box set. Again, you can buy it at different levels, so you can purchase the game in a book set, which is inexpensive, or a box, or go for deluxe. And yeah, it's a book. It folds out. It's basically underground Nazi, secret underground Nazi base, and you're playing either a commando team that's inserting, or one of the spies that were inserted earlier, and you're basically trying to escape this place. Yeah.
So, do you have Escape from Stalingrad with you to buy, or are you just demoing and showing people it this weekend?
We have it to buy. So, in the UK and the EU, we've already shipped. The stuff's already going, or it's shipped or in the process of shipping. And we didn't want to really put it for sale unless we knew that it was going out to the backers. It was really, really tight, and we really, really wanted to sell it. But it didn't go out. So UK and EU, that's already going out. The Americans just started shipping today, so that's happening. I just saw a notification saying, I just got my notification, so I'm all happy about that. The Australians already have it, so, you know, because it's so close to China.
Show off.
And, yeah, so you can buy it at the show. We're at we're in Hall 1 at booth 852, which is a big booth that has a whole bunch of other guys. It's like so we're at the back of the booth, and we have like a relatively large space. We're running demos of the game itself, the box set, but we're also running demos of this arena battles as well.
There you have it. It's a really fun little game. It's an interesting narrative adventure. It is a narrative adventure, so if you play them out of order, you may get spoilers, or you might not.
Yeah.
Depends how things go. Everything is flexible these days. But definitely, if you haven't seen it already, check out Raybox game over at 852 and check them out online. Keep an eye out for Projekt Riese coming. We're going to move on and see what else is here at the Expo.
Thank you so much.